Well, hello there. This is Diamond from Diamond Shine Soap. Guys, I'm excited to see you today. Today, in this lovely kitchen on this holiday weekend, we are going to talk about the subject of bath bombs. Listen, bath bombs can be a headache for some people, but before I get into that, I want to let you know that you can find this entire recipe on my Patreon. Not only my Patreon, you can also book one-on-one coaching with me where we can deal with candles, not skincare. I only coach candles, guys. So if you're one of those people running around YouTube trying to learn how to make candles and you spending all this money, you in Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joanne Fabrics, and you ain't got nothing to show for it, then you need to go ahead and just stop wasting money and book that coaching session. Now, you can find that in the description box, all the links that you need to get started, okay, and to get on your journey, especially because it's about to be Happy New Year in 2 days. All right. So listen, guys, I decided that I wanted to tackle bath bombs. So I'm working and I'm doing the most simple bath bombs. Let me tell y'all something. My climate, the humidity was off the rifters the other day. So the bath bombs were drying out. I mean, listen, I got so much bath bomb crumble. I mean, I could just start a bath bomb crumble business in itself. Like, seriously, because I had to waste so much product. All right. But no product goes to waste because it definitely makes good crumble. And I put it in those buckets and I charge people $8 for it. Boom, boom, boom. No product wasted. Now, I have a recipe that produces rock hard bath bombs. But the key ingredient in that recipe is cream of tartar or cornstarch. Now, when you got those rock hard bath bomb recipes, you have to really figure out in any bath bomb recipe what works for your climate. You may need more oil, or you may be the person that need to spray water and polysorbate in a spray bottle together into your mix to keep it moist. So I had to kind of play with it for a little while. I mean, I messed up a whole lot of bath bomb dust. I messed up a whole lot of it just to be able to determine exactly what I would need to perfect my bath bombs, and I finally got it. Okay, so I am going to post this recipe today in the Patreon so you guys can use it. But listen, when it came down to the waffles and the nice little 3D molds, that's where I run into a problem. So I have another bath bomb recipe that I will be posting in the Patreon. I had to actually put my bath bombs in the closet to dry because I noticed that when I was leaving them in my kitchen, it was too close to the dryer. So the humidity from the dryer was affecting the bath bombs. If I leave them on the back porch, it was too. Okay, so the back porch was really wet, so that wasn't a good idea. All right. Okay, so let's talk about this. Now, when you are making these bath bombs, there are certain things that work for other people that may not work for you. You may require a wetter mix, okay? And that wetter mix may not be with a whole lot of spritz of alcohol. You may need to, like I said before, make the polysorbate water in a little alcohol bottle and shake it up and use that. It needs to stick together like that. And also you need to be able to throw it down, like put it all together like this, like a little rock, squeeze it, and then you need to throw it down. Boom. And if it stays together when you make it, that throw, then it's actually a good time to start. All right. Now, while you're doing that, you have to know this. It will probably more than likely dry out. Okay. So remember to continue to test it while you're doing it, because this is why you're having cracked bath bombs. Another thing is, if you make your bath bombs and you're able to put them on a pan and they're fine, and then when you go back, you could just squeeze them and they just turn into dust, that means that it's drying out too. So some bath bomb recipes have cocoa butter in it, and that is how they can harden instead of like water and alcohol. You may need to be that person to use that cocoa butter, okay? So there are so many recipes. I'm going to be uploading all week long different recipes for bath bombs into the Patreon, guys. I have a cocoa butter bath bomb recipe. I have another bath bomb recipe that I'm going to upload. This one is for people in Florida and other places. This is a rock hard recipe, and this is the recipe that I use in my most humid environments. Okay, so I'm going to be uploading those. Now, when it comes down to using like those waffle molds and stuff like that, I'm realizing that those molds do not work for my environment, because I have to use like more of a kinetic sand, wetter batter just for it to stick together because of the climate. I had to turn my heat off because I felt like even my heat was drying out the bath bomb. Seriously. So for me, I have to use those plastic 3D ones that I just have to tap on when you lay it down on the sheet and go from there. So those are going to be the ones that I actually use. And so if you could be able to pick them up and move them around, that's a good thing. That means that, you have a stable batch of bath bombs. Okay. All right. So these are my most simple bath bombs. And I'm just making them just so we can have like some updated things in the Patreon, because I do have like an old recipe. So this one is a little bit bigger. Now, in the beginning, guys, I did put, my fragrance, my polysorbent and everything in it. But as you can see, I'm just constantly wetting it as I go. So that's one thing you need to know. Like if somebody gave you a recipe and it says use 20 grams of water, you may need way more than that going along the way. Okay. All right. So bath bombs can be a real headache, a real pain in the tail for a lot of people. A lot of people want to make them because they're so beautiful. But just keep in mind, there's a lot of tricks. Like you really have to like really study it out for where you live, because that alcohol solution may work for a person that live in Colorado, but the person that live in California, they can't use that. Okay. I also know a young lady that used unscented bubble bath for her bath bombs. And she lives in Georgia. So, I'm just telling you, there's different things that people had to use to be able to create bath bombs and to make it work for them. All right. So now what I'm doing right here is I'm putting it into the mold. Now, remember, when you put it into the mold, you have to, like, if you're able to take the top off of it, the metal piece, and you don't have to tap on it, then it's not good. Okay, so that means it's not good. Just do it again. Okay, you need to be able to have a nice firm suction, and then as you tap on it with the spoon, it should become hollow. Okay, it should become hollow, meaning you should be able to hear a change in the sound, and then you're able to demold or unmold it or whatever. Okay. Now, bath bombs do sell pretty well. They do sell pretty well, but people do not want their bath bombs to stain. Okay, so make sure that you use that polysorbate 80 in every single batch. Those old recipes do not include it, but I want to make sure that you know that that has to be included. This is my foam in the end. This is how my colors came out. I kind of mixed micas together. I didn't use lakes. And I like it. It's a nice, beautiful foam, guys. And I love the way the colors mix together. Now I'm going to drop one in the bathtub so that you can see exactly what it does in the bathtub. The bathtub. This is my finished bath bombs, how they looked when I finished, but I'm going to show you something else.
Oh, Mommy, look! Look, Mama. Look, Mama, can you just get over? It's big. Mommy, you like it? Yep, Mommy. Yep, Mama. Well, here, what is she? Check here, what is she?
In the bathtub, you probably can see it a little bit better, but as you can see, it's like spinning around. And the foam is like overpowering it, but it's right here. And my son said it was really, really nice in the bathtub. So, they really not meant to be in a bowl because it's kind of like the foam is overcrowding it. But right now I didn't want to run bath water if nobody was going to use it. But as you can see, it floats. It did not sink to the bottom. It's just rolling around in the bowl. It's loud in my house right now because the kids are home. It's the weekend, guys. And so you hear all the mommy stuff. It's a part of the routine. And I I love the way the colors are so beautiful. Let's see. We can get some of this foam out.